Anyone wants to speak to this, you can hold your remarks 3 minutes. We'd appreciate that. Go ahead.
Well, good evening. My name is Don Radford, 408 South Van Buren Street, Apartment 1, Green Bay, of course. And I'd like to thank the council for taking this matter up. I think it's long overdue, and however this goes tonight, I'm just glad we're thinking about it and giving it some serious thought. You know, we have a philosophy in this country, at least I grew up with, that the punishment must fit the crime. You know, this just appeals to, I think, the average citizen's sense of fair play. Now, not only do many people think this is no longer as severe a crime, but there are many who say it should just no longer be a crime. I wish the election had been the day before this, so I could give you firm numbers. It's going to have to wait till tomorrow, I'm afraid. Now, some people do say the penalties must be severe, very severe. For the people I hear talking that way, I get the impression I'm hearing from people who would cheerfully prescribe a death penalty for parking violations. I just cannot take them seriously. As for the notion that this sends a message, it certainly does send a message. It sends a message that the leadership of this city has a grasp upon reason. You know, when we hear propaganda from people like at the top of the Justice Department saying that marijuana is worse than heroin, which is laughable, their credibility suffers, and that incredibility leaches from the head down. Taints entire organizations. It erodes public trust and the respect we have for these organizations, most notably law enforcement, who everybody kind of, is face to face with on it. Anyway, I do encourage you to approve the decriminalization measure as it was brought here, and thank you for your time.
All right, thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak to this?
Wendy Coriel, 1473 Grignon Street. Good evening. I'm an IT professional, and I'm here to speak in favor of decriminalization of cannabis. While I think reduced fines and lack of jail time is a good start, I'd actually like to see you go further. I'd like to see the fine for possessing 28 grams or less to be a $0 fine, like Minocqua has, regardless of where the possession takes place. As some of you know, I have MS, which is a neurological disorder that destroys the myelin sheath of the nerves and spinal cord. The MS Society supports a patient's right to use cannabis in legal states, but since we don't have one of those yet, it's up to the Green Bay City Council to protect people like me for suffering negative consequences for trying to reduce our suffering. $0 fines for cannabis also make sense recreationally, considering the fact we live in the drunkest city in the U.S. I lost my first stepfather to alcoholism when he died from having a grand mal seizure due to withdrawals, and alcohol played a role in my second stepfather's nearly losing his life. Cannabis, on the other hand, has never taken a life. Maybe it's time to give people a choice to make their own adult decisions in this matter. I hope one of you throws out an amendment to bring the fine down to $0 for debate and vote. I'd at least like to see the debate on a $0 fine. If nothing else comes of it, I'd at least like to hear you debate it. That'd be pretty cool. I know that you have a budget tonight, so I really do thank you for taking this up this evening.
Thank you.
That's it. Thanks.
Anyone else wishing to speak?